In this video, I'm talking about rent to rent, specifically rent to serviced accommodation versus a joint venture structure with that landlord. This is a topic that spilled over the community Q&As, so I wanted to make a separate video just so I didn't need to rush it. So quickly, rent to rent, or rent to serviced accommodation. In this instance, is taking a residential buy-to-let property, getting that at a fixed price, taking it for a period 3 to 5 years, and then you operate that as a serviced accommodation business model. So you're taking something that's renting there and operating it under a different model and keeping the margin. In the UK, we call that rent to rent, rent to SA. In America, you'll hear it called Airbnb arbitrage. Taking a normal property and then popping it on Airbnb, you guys in the middle for your hard work, for the value that you're adding, you get to keep the margin. The landlord gets a long-term letting a property with no issues. So there's other stuff in the community in the academy to talk about rent to rents, but what's the difference here? What is a joint venture? So rent to rent is you taking the commitment on for the rent and then all the bills on that. You're essentially the tenant, you're taking on that property and that's yours. Totally separate, the landlord doesn't get involved, they don't know what you're doing, they probably will never ever see your listing. They don't have any involvement, they don't have any skin in the game, they're just going to want their money off you and the property back in the agreed standard. So what if we could get a slightly better business model? So there's kind of 3 business models to operate under here. Classic rent to rent, some joint venture structure, and then what we do at Pillow, which is management. We are managing it on behalf of the host, but the joint venture in the middle is what I'm going to talk about. So how do we structure this? Well, it really depends on the landlord and what they want. They just might want guaranteed rent. But with that guaranteed rent, they're getting, let's say, the market rent. We're not doing any crazy deals, not paying above market rent ever, hopefully. But if you're paying market rent for that, then that's their ceiling price. They're getting guaranteed money, which is actually maybe what they want. But on the other end of that, you're making 100% of the margin of the profit. So for me, when I'm structuring deals, and I think our last classic rent to rent was back in the end of 2019, just 4 months before lockdown, or in November, I gave 22 of our rent to rents back. So we flipped them into a joint ventures. For every single one of them, I changed them into our version of a joint venture. We'll cover what that is for our business model. But for you guys, those commitments, those 22 commitments in the west coast of Scotland and in Glasgow cost me £28,000 a month just for the rent. So I was paid £28,000 a month. So well over 30 grand a month in rent to rent commitments. Thankfully, I did change them to joint venture because we went into lockdown, but that was a lot of money. What does that mean? Let's round that 28 because there's other costs associated. Let's say my fixed costs every single month for those properties. We made a lot of money on them, so we did have the margin because I'm an agent and had access to the best deals and filled them with corporates. But 28 grand a month going out, round it to 30. Well, 30 grand a month times, that's a lot of money, times the 12 months, £360,000. So I had 360 grand a year to find. Had I went into lockdown, I would have needed to pay these guys 360 grand when I didn't get a lot of money for that during lockdown. But not just that, I had to have those for the length of that rent to rent agreement, that commitment, which was a minimum of 3 years. So 360 grand times 3, well, we're rounding that to £1,000,000. So my rent to rent business there, when I was looking at paying those out, had a commitment of £1,000,000. Now, this isn't to put you off rent to rent. I think it's an amazing strategy. And should things fall into place and stars align, I would do some of these again, but it would be under unique circumstances. My first rent to rents back in 2002, we did something very similar. So I understand the model. It was Prestwick Airport. We ended up renting to 15 pilots to baggage handling companies. We'd take 15 units, rent them from the landlords, then rent them to pilots who just wanted to pay one monthly bill. So the business model does work. I'm not putting you off. Over the years since 2002, what's that, 24 years? I'm old, should be a billionaire. 24 years of doing this, I've evolved it into joint ventures. So I wanted not to have that commitment going out. So I would joint venture with hosts where we would just manage it essentially. We would do all the work and they would have the property. So what's the pros of having a joint venture with a host where you're saying, listen, something along the lines of, thanks for agreeing to doing rent to rent, that's brilliant, you're going to get your monthly rent, but I'm hoping under my business plan to be making a nice margin here of, a grand, let's say a grand. However, what if I could share some of that profit with you? What if I didn't pay you the rent? What if you paid the mortgage? Because the landlord's paying the mortgage under a residential tenancy anyway, they just pay that with the rent. So what if, rather than me taking the commitments of the mortgage on, again, if we're getting lots of these, they scale up very quickly to 30 grand a month. What if, Mr. Landlord, you pay the rent as you're normally doing, and I pay you pay the mortgage and I pay you the rent out the profits of this business, and we split the money. So the rent is an operational cost. What is your mortgage that you're currently paying? So if the property there's charging you £1,000, their mortgage may only be 600. So you say, rather than me paying you £1,000 fixed and you get that, what if we turn this into an Airbnb, you give me the property, that's your only commitment, keep it, share it, you can be involved as you want, but I'm going to do all the work, that's my value. I'm going to operate this as an Airbnb, service accommodation, and I pay you your mortgage as an operational cost out of the business, and we split the profits. What does that mean? What's the pros of that? Well, you don't have this big chunk. The biggest thing you're going to be paying is the rent to rent money. You don't have that because they're paying it. You don't really have any costs because the costs are going to come out of the business. Now, that joint venture is as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. You can have your own bank accounts. You can pay for all this and operate it as you would a rent to rent. You could maybe have a business and share the costs with the host. Not going to go into that here. It's individual deals, but you're paying the guy the mortgage out of the profit of the business. So rather than paying that rent on the first of the month, you'll get all the money and you'll pay them out of the income. So they're getting their mortgage as opposed to the market rent. But then you're splitting the profit. So I'm going to make it simple, 50-50 split of profits. So the pros here, you're not going to have these rent to rent commitments. Remember, if you're paying £1,000 in rent and you get 10 of them, that's 10 grand a month that you need to find before you even break even. So they're paying that. You just pay them out the end of the month. You're paying less rent. There's less risk. You can scale up. And the big thing here is that these guys are business partners. They're not going to say, I've done a rent to rent with you. And like one of our first clients did, I did a rent to rent. He saw me, I was paying him $550 for 2 units. He saw how much money I was making in Airbnb and pulled the rent to rent agreements. He didn't renew them. He said, Scott, I've seen the money you're making. Why would I be getting 550? You're getting 100 quid a night for these. So I want that. Now, thankfully, we changed that to management and got the 5 in the block. So we did a rent to rent. We could have lost them, but we changed that to a joint venture where we looked after all 5 in partnership with him. And the profit split was there. He got 80, we get 20. So it went from rent to rent, but he saw so much money and took the rent to rents back. So the pros of rent to rent with a joint venture structure is that the landlord's involved in this. They're never going to see you. They're going to accept tenants doing bad stuff and damaging the property because they're joint venture partners. They're getting a share of the profit. They may get more money, but there's a little bit of risk is shared by them. Most of the risk is on them, rather than all the financial risk being on you. You need to give that landlord the market rent, regardless if it makes you any money. So you could be paying the landlord, but actually losing money in the business. If you're doing a joint venture where you just pay them out of the income, you're paying them what the mortgage is, as they'd be paying normally, and you're splitting the profits after the costs like cleaning. I think that's a really smart way to do it. So that's the pros of this. The pros being there's a lot less risk for you. It's a stronger relationship between you and the landlord, and you just don't have these cash flow going out, and you can scale a business much faster and you'll sleep better at night. Now, what's the cons of this? Because that all sounds good. The cons is you're giving away a little bit of your margin. So if I could do that deal again, where I could have 15 properties away to an airline, I'll just say British Airways. I could rent 15 properties near Glasgow Airport for the market rent, and I could probably make a lot more money because I know I've got a 3-year lease to pilots. The airline will just put in whatever pilots, we turn them around, they pay the cleaning. I would make a lot more money there, but I need to do a rent to rent of 15 properties near Glasgow Airport. Under a joint venture agreement here, I could make less money, but I don't have any outgoings for the rent for those 15 properties. And the con of that is the negative part of that is I don't make as much margin. But would I rather make less margin with no outgoings and the business being safe and secure, meaning that if they don't get let, or Ryanair or whoever, British Airways, like, don't renew next month, I'm stuck with all of those. So that makes sense. You're managing risk, you're giving away a little bit of margin and a little bit of profit to not have the financial commitment and have less risk. Now, under that scenario I've said, if I had a 3-year agreement for 15 properties, I would probably just maybe do a rent to rent for 15 properties and keep the big margin if I was an operator. It was you guys. But if I had a 6-month agreement with an airline, and all these 50, I wouldn't take 15 properties for 3 years if I thought there would be any gaps. Why? Because there's risk on me. So if the airline says I'll just take it month to month, and they could cancel in a month, and I'm left with 15 properties, that is a lot of financial commitment. So I'm giving away, and that was a joint venture then, where there was risk, because I've no risk. The landlords we sort that out. It's a joint venture. Does that make sense? So I'm taking a business that can be very, very risky and very quickly, because guys, if you're looking at building a rent-to-rent portfolio, you don't really want one to build up the income that's going to go up for every rent-to-rent in your portfolio. I'll make the magic number of 10. If it's cost you £3 a month to run that again gets you to the numbers I was at 30 grand a month. Under a rent-to-rent commitment, you don't really have all of that, because the landlord would get paid the money out of the profits in arrears for their mortgage. So, and if it doesn't make any money, you can't pay them the mortgage. So you're giving away a little bit of profit, but you've got joint venture partners. This is what we do, and again, it's simple for us at Pillow, because even though I can get great joint venture partners, and in that example, we get lots of people coming to us where we could do rent-to-rents, because we've got corporate lets in place to big companies like the BBC, to banks, to universities, but we put them in our managed clients, and our joint venture thing is quite simple. We are a managing agent. We don't own any properties or do any rent-to-rents. Everything we do is a joint venture with a landlord, where we take a percentage for managing it for them, and they essentially have the property, but we don't pay any bills. So this could mean that some of our properties, some of our high-yielding properties, can make £1,000 a month on management. So it's joint venture. We take a cut of the money, sometimes like 20%. So for me, management is the best joint venture thing there. It's the lowest risk. I love doing it. The team at Add Value is local property managers. So if you want more information on that specific joint venture model, I can give you. We're always looking for partners to do this and expand our network, one person in each area. And again, we go into a lot more detail about this. So you can follow our business model, not saying set up management companies individually, because there's a lot of things you need to do regarding legislation, but think of joint ventures. What can you do with a host where you are business partners? You don't need to go into crazy agreements and big contracts and shared credit files with businesses. You can just have a business where they give you the property and you execute on everything. They can be hands off, but they can also help you share the listing. They can maybe do some marketing for you, because it's in their interest, because they're getting a share of the money. So for me, with the joint venture model that we've built at Pillow, you can get the same amount of money for zero risk. I probably wouldn't build up big rent to SA portfolios again, because we've got the joint venture model. So just email me back, partner, and I'll give you the details for that, of the more information for that. So that should make sense. I want to spend a little bit more time. I'm not going to give you a lot of proper framework here, because every host would be different. What is the split? What do they want? Do they want to get market rent for that? Are they happy with the mortgage? Are they going to pay all the cleaning and all the bills, and you operate it and just take a percentage for doing everything? So nice and simple for that, but you can complicate it as much as you want. You want to strike a deal for these guys until you find what is right for you. Sometimes rent-to-rent deals make sense if you've got a guaranteed income, a guaranteed get tenant for that. But under a kind of short-term Airbnb type guest, a leisure tourism guest, you're taking that hoping that that rents for 70-80% occupancy for 3 years. All the risk is on you. Whereas with joint venture, there's very little cost, because the landlord continues to pay the mortgage. You pay the other stuff out, the profits of the business, and you share the profit. So That's just a much more sensible thing for me. Now, if I was starting off, I would go back and do rent to rents, of course, like I did back in 2002. I could have those deals, but with the infrastructure we have at Pillow, I'm happy to joint venture with those guys and take 20% of the income for managing it for them, because we know this stacks up. And I can, some of our guys have partnered with us to be property managers and build property management businesses. They can build their own rent-to-rent portfolio doing this, but they make more money managing a property with zero outgoings because they don't touch anything. So if you want more details about that, I can forward you, or just email back partner and I'll send you some info on that.